At Wind River Resort and Casino, we like to celebrate life's little moments. Oh, and the big ones too, because around here, when you're completely in the moment, that's when the magic happens. Come in and find your moment at Wind River Resort and Casino.
Good morning, everyone. I'm meteorologist Mike Krueger, and you are watching Coffee with Krueger every weekday morning at 6:30 in the morning. We're looking at Lake Almanor. This is coming in from Plumas Pines Resort. Looks a little foggy over the lake and kind of surrounding the lake. Of course, you got that moisture source, and any snow that we did see over the last week or so, a lot of it has melted. We've been looking at a lot of those warmer temperatures entering the picture here. We're also going to take a look now at what it looks like right now in Chester. Not any snow on the ground there, at least in that particular area. A little bit of snow left over from where the snow plows kind of piled up that snow. Taking a little bit longer for that snow to melt, but yeah, things are kind of back to areas where we don't have a lot of snow. Hey, let's talk about the lunar eclipse we got going on next week. It's going to be early in the morning on Tuesday. So Monday night, Tuesday morning, you're probably going to need to set those alarms because it's going to happen. The total eclipse will begin just shortly after 3 o'clock Tuesday morning. Now, of course, I'll be up, so all I have to do is just step out and see if it's going on here. 3:30 will be the maximum eclipse, and just shortly after 4 a.m. on Tuesday morning, the total eclipse will end. And remember, too, that the moon is going to be pretty low on the horizon, so you want to try to get up somewhere as high as possible, because by the time the eclipse totally ends, the moon will probably be below the horizon. Let's take a look at your Krueger's Quickcast for your Friday, February 27th. All right, here's your temperatures for right now. Mid-50s, give or take, for the valley, 30s and 40s for the mountains. It's actually not too terribly cold out there. We've got some mild air in place. It's going to make for a warmer day for today as well. Still some patchy fog, I think, for some of the mountain valleys. But otherwise, we're actually going to see, we'll call it partly to mostly cloudy skies. We're probably going to see a few more clouds than I think some of you may like, but that's also going to kind of keep our temperatures down a little bit. The moisture that brought us the rain a few days ago is getting wrapped up around the area of low pressure, and also the eastern side of that flow is bumping up against a ridge of high pressure, and that is keeping us dry. All right, we'll take a look at the winds. If you're following the winds or just monitoring the winds, you can see a little breezy through the afternoon, maybe 10 to 15 miles per hour from the north, but otherwise, fairly calm winds for your Friday afternoon, Friday evening, Friday night. A little bit of a north wind, about 5 to 10 miles per hour. And we take a look at the Shasta Ski Park. 40 trails are open. And it looks like you've got rider packed. If you were out there yesterday, it's going to be pretty much the same conditions. No chain requirements. Roads are all clear. Now, taking a look at the latest forecast model data, you can see, all right, as we go into the weekend, it's trying to paint in a little bit of snow with these systems passing through over the weekend. But it's not going to be anything significant. So we'll be lucky to pick up an inch or two for the ski park over the weekend. Rainfall chances, of course, are increasing over the weekend, and we're going to be talking about the potential for thunderstorms in the valley, in particular by Saturday and even into Sunday. But even some of the mountains and the coast could see some thunderstorms, by the way, too. We'll get into that a little bit later in that deeper dive forecast. But in the meantime, here's what we have for today. No showers, no thunderstorms, just more spring-like weather. Temperatures around 75, give or take. We got those 60s for most of the higher elevations, and probably looking at 60s along the coast. It's going to be a beautiful day, even in the mountains. So tonight, not getting too terribly cold, low to mid 50s in the valley. All right, maybe some mid to upper 30s, but otherwise around 40, give or take, for the higher elevations, and upper 40s to low 50s for the coast. Here's your 7-day outlook. Now, it looks ominous, right? You're seeing lightning strikes, like, it's going to be crazy. No, it's not going to be crazy. We've got scattered showers throughout the weekend. There's going to be that off chance for a stray thunderstorm as well. Now, here's the deal. If you've got outdoor plans, you're going to be out and about, especially in the valley, but even in the mountains, be prepared for, at the very least, scattered showers. A passing shower here and there, that may be it for you. However, also have in the back of your mind a place where you can shelter, find shelter very quickly should a thunderstorm develop over you. Because if a thunderstorm develops, heavy downpours, gusty winds, lightning, and the potential for hail. Then Monday, Tuesday, we dry out. Now, here's the deal. Wednesday, some of the models are backing off of the potential for rain or even snow on Wednesday. So it's not looking very promising for much going into next week. Now, the coast could see thunderstorms Saturday, slimmer chances Sunday. But I think Trinity County could see that chance both Saturday and Sunday, with a slight chance for some showers on Wednesday. Siskiyou County, chance for thunderstorms Saturday, Sunday. I think Alturas, mainly on Saturday. Slimmer chances on Sunday as well as the Eastern Mountains. Could see some morning showers, by the way, Monday for Modoc County, Eastern Mountains, but everyone else should be dry through the day on Monday as well as Tuesday. And there's that slight chance coming in on Wednesday. All right, we got a couple people checking in this morning. We got Kenny Elwood. Kenny, how you doing this morning? I'm excited. I'm actually going to be heading out to the Truckee area, Sugar Bowl. My son has his state competitions and for snowboarding, and we're very excited to get him out there. Should be a lot of fun. So good morning to you, Kenny. So glad you could join us this morning. So glad you could join one of our regulars as well. Curtis Brown, good morning, Mike. How long will our dry spell last? Well, the dry spell we're experiencing now won't last much longer because we got that chance for showers and thunderstorms over the weekend. But after that, it could be through the week. We'll see. We'll see what happens with that. Let's look at Main Street, Chico this morning. Some clouds this morning. Looking at Highway 99 at Neal Road. Mainly clear skies this morning there as well and fairly calm winds. I-5 in Red Bluff. And we're still actually noticing some puddles from all the flooding that we did see in some areas here. Of course, off the side of the road. Sundell Bridge Drive on Highway 44 in Reading. And there you go. All right, so we've got Angela Clark saying, I've got to fly this weekend in Chico. I probably mean you're probably going to fly out of that airport. Here's what I'm going to say about the chances for thunderstorms in Chico. The farther south you go, the slimmer the chances, I'd say, for thunderstorms. So I think, Angela, I think you should be okay. But just keep a close eye on the conditions here when you're flying out. I don't know what day you're flying out or in or whatever, but Sunday will be even a slimmer chance, by the way. And there's a look at Crescent City this morning. Thank you again, Angela, for checking in this morning. We've also got Kimberly checking in this morning, and she's saying good morning. There you can see a boat heading on out to do some fishing. Good times out there in Crescent City, and really good conditions if you have to be out there fishing. Taking a look at Bald Hill West, we're seeing some of those low clouds, a little bit of fog out there, looking down at Hoopa Valley. This is looking at Mount Shasta. Whew, man, we live in such a gorgeous area, wouldn't you say? Absolutely gorgeous. We got a couple of clouds out there, but that's really the extent of it. Let's take a look at Fort Jones. Let's see if there's some fog there. It looks like no, there is not any fog this morning out in Scott Valley this morning. So it looks like all clear in many parts of Siskiyou County. We got a few clouds out there this morning in Lassen Park and still a lot of that snow. And it looks like it's kind of getting a little bit lower each day. A little bit of snow melt as conditions are certainly warming up out there. Hey, today is Friday. And you know what Friday is. It's time for Pet of the Week, which is sponsored by Grange Co-op. This week, we meet, I always forget their names. I have got the worst memory on the planet. Maybe not on the planet, but a bad memory nonetheless. But we're going to meet this week's Pet of the Week, which is sponsored by Grange Co-op.
Hi, this is Maisie with Haven Humane Society, and this is our Pet of the Week, Quigley. Quigley is a 2-year-old shepherd mix who is friendly and confident as they come. If you're looking for a dog who will boost the serotonin levels that we all desperately need and make you friends everywhere you go, I definitely recommend checking out Quigley. He loves hugs and kisses, and he also loves giving them. Despite his size, he does walk fairly well on the leash. He's done well with other dogs, and he's not super into toys, but he does love a good treat. He does know sit, and we think he would be treat motivated enough to learn new commands. If you're looking for a dog who you don't care, that's constantly in your face, just doing whatever he wants to you, I recommend Quigley. His adoption fee is $75, and you can come check him out at Haven Humane or give us a call at 530-241-1653. Thank you.
Once again, I want to thank Grange Co-op for sponsoring Pet of the Week. You can always check out their new store. They've been around for a while now, but always kind of cool to check some of that stuff out. We've got a couple of people checking in this morning. We got Wacy checking in. Good morning from Clear Lake. You know, here's the thing. Clear Lake is technically outside of our viewing area. I got to tell you, though, I have been getting a lot of requests to the south, Mendocino County, Lake County, which would, of course, include the Clear Lake area. I'm going to have to look into that, see if that's something I can make a possibility. We'll see. I can't guarantee anything at this point because the workload is tough enough as it is. We have so many microclimates in our area, and when I put together a forecast, it takes a while. It takes a while because there's so many microclimates, and to add another area into that, Mendocino, Lake County, it just adds to that workload. And we'll see. As we grow and as I hopefully am able to add meteorologists in the coming years, we might be able to expand even farther south than that. We'll see. But something to kind of look into. Wacy also saying no fog out in the Clear Lake area. Beautiful morning out in the Clear Can you say that? Clear Lake. Say that 5 times really fast. So thank you, Wacy, for that report out in the area. By the way, I want to thank our sponsor, Wind River Resort and Casino, for sponsoring Coffee with Krueger. At Wind River Resort and Casino, enjoy friendly service, a wide variety of specials and promotions, plus all of your favorite slots and table games. Let's get into those weather headlines. Beautiful spring-like day to wrap up the work week. Now, we'd have a chance for showers and thunderstorms over the weekend. We'll get into that a little bit later. Mainly dry and warmer next week with chances for showers middle of next week. And I put that question mark in there because here's the deal. Some of the models are backing off on that potential for wet weather on Wednesday. The European's still very aggressive with rain and snow in the mountains. GFS, American model, not so much. So we shall see. We'll get into all of that in our deeper dive forecast, which is sponsored by Shasta Hearing Aids.
Hearing loss can creep in little by little until one day you realize something's been missing. It's not about things being louder, it's about the moments that slip by.
Hold on, folks. I fat fingered a button here. Give me 1 second. I got to get you back to that. Gotta love it. Gotta love it.
The joke you didn't quite catch, the quiet I love you, or the conversations with your kids that deserve the full attention. At Shasta Hearing Aids here in Redding, we believe hearing aid care should feel personal. Through compassionate care, a comprehensive hearing aid screening, and technology tailored to your lifestyle, we help you reconnect to what matters most. Schedule your free hearing aid evaluation today.
All right, I'm back. All right, so, I've got this controller box, right? And it allows me to kind of control microphone, audio, everything, right? And I pushed 2 buttons by accident, and then, of course, that took me to something else. And then I've got a playlist that goes down. Once you disrupt that playlist, you have to start from the top again. So, man, it's just a mess. But behind-the-scenes stuff you don't have to worry about. Let's get you in. Let's start off by talking about this lunar eclipse. We talked about it at the top of the show. Let's talk about it again here before we get going in the deeper dive. It's going to be Tuesday morning. You're going to need to set your clocks early in the morning if you want to check it out. It begins at 3:04 in the morning, max at 3:30 in the morning on Tuesday morning, and then it will end shortly after 4 o'clock in the morning. Now, one of the things to remember is that this will be kind of low on the horizon, and by the time it's ending, kind of the tail end right here, it will be below the horizon. So you want to get up somewhere high, somewhere where there aren't a lot of lights. You won't need a telescope or anything like that, although that will help, right? Because it's going to be the blood moon as well. So it should be a gorgeous sight. So be sure to put that on your calendars and get your clocks and your alarm clocks ready to go. Temperatures, low to mid 50s in the valley, 30s, even some 40s for the higher elevations right now, upper 40s, low 50s out along the coast here this morning. So that stream of moisture that brought us the rain a few days ago, a couple of things are happening with it. Number one, it's butting up against the ridge of high pressure, still bringing us the clouds, just no rain. But also, some of that moisture is also getting wrapped up around the area of low pressure. So this area of low pressure is actually kind of kidnapping some of that moisture. That being said, all of this is shifting eastward over the weekend, and that's what's going to bring us a chance for showers and thunderstorms for both Saturday and Sunday. There's the area of low pressure. And what happens is you get these disturbances that rotate around the area of low pressure. And it's those disturbances that could bring us some of the thunderstorms. Otherwise, scattered showers for Saturday and Sunday. And here's, again, I'd just like to mention, is that if you've got outdoor plans, at the very least, be prepared for scattered showers. And that may be it for you. However, there could be that chance for a stray thunderstorm where you are as well. So have in the back of your mind for both Saturday and Sunday, just in the back of your mind if you're out and about, a safe place where you can go should a thunderstorm develop over you. All right? If you're at the at the boat and RV show, right? If you're there, a lot of the stuff is inside, so you'll be okay there. But, if you're out on a hike, just make sure you got something to kind of help keep you safe should a thunderstorm develop. Because if a thunderstorm develops over you, you're talking about heavy rain, gusty winds, hail possibly, and lightning. Now that moves on out by Monday. Still a few lingering showers Monday morning, Monday afternoon, Tuesday it's dry. Now this model, the GFS, the American forecast model, you see that this is what we call a trough of low pressure. Within those troughs is where you have the instability, where you have the showers, right? That trough is kind of centered over the Pacific Northwest. Now, the last few days, it had this trough digging farther to the south, hence bringing the rain and snow over us as well. Now, that being said, this model has backed off on that for Wednesday, but the European forecast model hasn't. It's staying strong with that chance for rain and mountain snow for Wednesday. So we're seeing complete opposites on what's going on Wednesday. With that said, if we're seeing this thing pull back a little bit here, we can't rule out the chance that some of us may not see anything on Wednesday. And I'd say that the farther south you go, the slimmer the chances. The farther north you go, the better the chances. So places like Del Norte, Siskiyou, Modoc County, northern Lassen, northern Shasta, northern Humboldt, even northern Trinity County, all seeing that potential on Wednesday. And then south of that, chances are much slimmer. And then going into Thursday, Friday, high pressure builds in. Now, you got a couple of weak disturbances toward the end of next week that may just clip us, but that's going a ways out. Bottom line, if we should see anything, it's not going to be significant. Let's take a look at the national blend of models. Takes a look at all the forecast models, puts them all together, and gives you a general idea. So, through the weekend, not much going on, right? And as mentioned, there may be an inch or two for parts of the Shasta Ski Park, but lucky if you even get that. Then going into Wednesday, even if we get anything on Wednesday, you can see it's very much insignificant. Shouldn't have major impacts on your travel and really shouldn't add much more to any of the ski resorts over Tahoe or even Shasta Ski Park. But there's that chance for thunderstorms. Now again, you look at this, oh my gosh, there's thunderstorms everywhere. No, this is the lowest level, by the way. This is just saying that the potential is there for thunderstorms, but not necessarily everyone's going to see it. And I'd say that really it's the valley, and really I'd say Tehama, the valley of Tehama in Shasta County around Redding down to, say, Corning, best chances for thunderstorms both days, both Saturday and Sunday. Slimmer chances as you head to the south. And then we do have chances on Saturday for everyone to see that potential for thunderstorms. But you'll notice on Sunday, it's mainly confined for the valley and some of the surrounding mountains and slimmer chances. Although I will say Sunday we could see some activity in Modoc County, and I think even for many parts of Siskiyou County as well. But to the west of that, out towards Del Norte, Humboldt counties, I think your chances may be a bit slimmer. So let's take a look at Futurecast. Let's walk it through the weekend, right? So again, if you got those outdoor plans, here's what we got going on. All right, so today, beautiful spring-like day. Now you'll notice we've got a lot of clouds that are kind of hanging around, especially in the mountains, but even parts of the valley could see a little bit of that cloud cover as well, but still plenty of sunshine. And then of course that cloud cover and dry for the coast as well. So we have one first push of moisture pushing through early tomorrow morning. So I think many of us could start the morning off with a little bit of wet weather, nothing major. Some of the yellows indicating maybe some of the heavier rainfall, but nothing significant. Then that pushes out. We go into the afternoon. So what I was talking about. You see how it's mainly the north end of the valley, seeing the best chance for thunderstorms, and then to the north end of the east. But we could see some of that activity here for the coast. But as you head to the south, you'll see just not as much activity most likely, right? Then we go into Saturday night. A little bit of leftover activity off to the east, but we're getting a bit of a break. We go into Sunday. Sunday morning, not much, just some clouds. Sunday afternoon, look where it is. You see how it's developing for parts of the, especially the north end of the valley, so that I was talking about. But even Siskiyou, Modoc County may see some activity here for Sunday afternoon, but look at the coast. Look at even in the eastern mountains, you're just not seeing as much activity there. And to the south, Chico, Oroville, Willows, you're not seeing much either. And you see those thunderstorms kind of popping up through the afternoon. Now, in the evening into Sunday night, we may see some leftover instability and some thunderstorms trying to pop up here a little bit closer to the south here. And then you can see by Monday morning, 8 a.m., maybe a chance for a stray shower. But I think really for the most part, we are going to be dry through the day on Monday. There's Monday at 3 p.m. You're looking at those dry conditions. And then Monday night, clearing skies, and that'll continue into your Tuesday as well. All right, so that's kind of what's going on over the weekend. Again, that main thing I really just want to stress is that if you have outdoor plans anywhere, be prepared at the very least for a stray shower. And in that off chance for a thunderstorm developing over you, just have that backup plan. Know where you can go and how you can keep yourself safe if you see a thunderstorm develop over you. The winds, if you're tracking the winds here, a little breezy. I'd say 10, maybe 15 miles per hour out of the north. Nothing bad though. And then for your evening, looks like the winds died down. And then going into Saturday, again, a little breezy. Not quite 10 to 15, but close. But overall, the winds are not going to be that much of a factor in our forecast, or shouldn't be that much of a concern at all, really. All right, let's go and take a look at the precipitation outlook coming in from the Climate Prediction Center. Long range going into March, drier than normal conditions. Someone is saying, no miracle March? It's not looking like it right now, is it? Climate Prediction Center has us warmer than normal in that long range too. But we're not talking about extremely warm temperatures. We're talking about above normal temperatures, right? We're talking upper 60s to around 70 in some cases here through next week, even into that next weekend. But really the warmest will be today. Redding can get up to about 75 degrees. All right, here's a look at your lake levels. All right, we're seeing them increase, but not as much as we have over the last few days. But that's normal because we're still dealing with some of the runoff from the rain that we did see, but it's just not as intense as it was earlier this week. Take a look at the wave heights, increasing a little bit here tonight into tomorrow morning, but then backing off again for Saturday afternoon. Here's a look at your marine forecast for your Friday. North winds at 5 to 10 knots, waves from the northwest at 3 feet at 6 seconds, and from the northwest at 3 feet at about 12 seconds. And it looks like we are seeing nothing there either. Okay, that should all be good. I was wondering if the music was going or not. It isn't, because of the little fat finger push that I had a second ago. All right, here is your Trinity County neighborhood forecast. Of course, your neighborhood forecast is sponsored in part by Dignity Health. These temperatures should be in the mid to upper 60s today, even some 70-degree readings. Chances for thunderstorms both days. Better chances will be Saturday. Monday, Tuesday, you're dry. Chance for showers Wednesday. Don't count on it. I would not count on it 100% at this point. Now the coast, I think your best chances for thunderstorms over the weekend will be on Saturday. Then Sunday, just some scattered showers. Monday, you dry out. And then, of course, that's the case here for the north end as well. Dry Monday, Tuesday, slight chance for showers on Wednesday. Siskiyou County, I think you got chances for thunderstorms both Saturday and Sunday. Dry Monday, Tuesday, slight chance for showers on Wednesday. Which, by the way, Wednesday, snow levels could drop down to about 4,000 feet. Modoc County, you've also got that slight chance going into your Wednesday as well. Maybe some morning showers on Monday. Otherwise, dry for Monday afternoon and keeping it dry going into your Tuesday as well. Eastern Mountains, you've also got that chance for some of those morning showers on Monday. Otherwise, dry Monday afternoon, dry Tuesday, slight chance for showers by next Wednesday. All right, your Valley neighborhood forecast to the south. Chances for thunderstorms will be for everyone in the valley. But again, as I mentioned, farther south you go, the slimmer the chances. So I would say that by the time you get to Monday, Tuesday, notice Wednesday for the south end of the valley, I haven't even put the word chance for rain in there for you. Because again, I think the farther south you go, the slimmer the chances. That's the case for Chico, obviously. Mid to upper 60s here as we go through next week. We take up to the north. All right, I put the word chance in there for Wednesday, but I don't have any raindrops falling from those clouds. So very slim chances, it looks like, for Wednesday. We'll have to watch that. I mean, that's not entirely out of the question for us to see wet weather for everybody on Wednesday. But we are starting to see some of the forecast models back off on that potential when we're talking Wednesday. So really the main thing we got to watch here over the weekend is just making sure that you have got a plan. And just kind of in the back of your mind, if you're out and about and you know that there's a chance for thunderstorms in the forecast, you know, and you can see the ominous clouds out there, just have in the back of your mind something that you can do to keep yourself safe should a thunderstorm develop. Make sure you got some kind of shelter, something to keep you dry, right? Because, you know, these thunderstorms are capable and will be capable of producing heavy downpours, gusty winds, damaging winds too, right? When you get those winds sometimes, lightning, that's not safe. You don't want to be out there exposed in the elements when there's lightning around. And small hail is a possibility as well. We've got Kimberly saying, it's always too wet to mow in Lewiston. Must be kind of something you have to deal with on a regular basis. And winter, with a few frost days, left my lawn very green with clovers and grasses. Well, that's good. I love this time of the year because things are green. In fact, my wife and I were on a hike in our typical spot. We could smell some of the pollens that you start getting in spring. So yes, Mother Nature is being fooled a little bit here with a little bit of that early spring. But all in all, looks like we've got some beautiful weather out there for today to wrap up your work week. For the weekend, just be prepared for that potential for showers and thunderstorms if you are going to be outside, because I'd hate for you to get caught off guard. That's why you got to watch Weather NorCal. And that's why you got to watch Coffee with Krueger, so you can be prepared and get the most accurate and reliable forecast Northern California has to offer, bar none. And that's just not me tooting my own horn. Ask anyone. It's just kind of the bottom line. I've been here for, 27 years now, forecasting the weather. That's quite a resume for this area. Well, that's going to do it for us this morning. I hope you have yourselves a great day and an even better weekend. And I will be doing my show live on Monday, but from a different location, kind of the Soda Springs area near Sugar Bowl Resort. And I will be doing that show live Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. I'm going to be there most of the week for my son's state competitions for Alpine. He'll be doing some snowboarding competitions. Very excited about that. And I'm excited because I'm going to get out in Sugar Bowl and ski there for the first time ever. So that should be a lot of fun too. So yeah, we will see you. Of course, you can always check my latest forecast throughout the day today. You can also check Chase Wilson. He will have the updates for you throughout the weekend. I will be back for you on Monday morning from Soda Springs near some of the ski resorts. Have a great day and have a great weekend.